Hi everybody, I am here again, and this is going to be the first of hopefully many discussion videos. I'd really like to kind of do some discussion videos on reading, blogging, writing, and today is actually going to kind of deal mostly with writing, but I'll throw a little reading in there too. So today I kind of wanted to talk about book blurbs, and if you don't know what a book blurb is, I will go ahead and show you and tell you, because I will be using this book as an example. This is Going Bovine by Blurbs, and if you can see, there's actually something right above. Actually, there's two of them. There's one here and one up at the top, and they're blurbs. They're basically kind of little soundbite sort of things. Designed to sell books and to, for people to kind of be like, oh, the New York Times said this is a hilarious and hallucinatory quest. Fantastic. This is exactly what I'm looking for. So there's that. And I kind of wanted to talk about that. And actually on the back of this, I do actually have my own blurb that I wrote. That was on, it's actually credited to Guys Litware because I used to cross-post my reviews on there, so they figured that was a more professional, more widely recognized site than my own. So they went with that, but it was really, really nice, and Libra actually told me that that was her favorite blurb for it. So, and isn't it exciting that I've got a blurb on the back of a Prince Winter book? Come on. So anyway, so as a writer, I kind of, think about a bunch of things that's going to happen whenever I get published. And so one of the things that I do think about is kind of what authors I would love to have blurb my book whenever it is released. And obviously there are kind of a lot of authors, basically anybody. I would be honored to have anybody in the young adult industry that I've read and loved blurb my book, because it would just be fantastic. But I'm going to try and stick to kind of a top 5, which is, again, not necessarily in any sort of order, and there's probably tons of people I'm forgetting, and, because I would, honestly, there's tons of authors out there that I'd love to have blurb my book. And in my top 5, I'm not going to include people outside of my subgenre. I would like to write contemporary romances, specifically of the homosexual variety, but basically romantic comedies. So I'm not going to be mentioning names like Tamora Pierce or Ellen Hopkins or Ray Carson or, even Blurbs, who I absolutely adore, and I love all of those authors that I just mentioned, but all of them write outside of romantic comedies and probably wouldn't necessarily be used to sell a book such as mine. So I'm going to go ahead and just get started with my top 5. The number 1 is actually the number 1. I said this is kind of out of order. The rest are in no particular order, but this number 1 is the number 1 regardless, no matter what. So, and I have a feeling that people are not really going to care once I say who it is. My number 1 choice is Meg Cabot, and she is the author of Princess Diaries and 50 bajillion other books. She's basically the queen of YA, or at least the princess of YA, if, Judy Blume is the queen of YA. She's definitely YA royalty, so, and I absolutely love her. She is the one who introduced me to young adult books and other young adult authors. I read the Princess Diaries. I loved it. I read more of her books. I joined her book club, her online book club, and forums. And with the forums are still going strong, the book club kind of fizzled out. But through the book club, when it was going on for about a year and a half, 2 years, she introduced me to the likes of Louise Renison, Rachel Vale, Michelle Jaffe, and so many other people, great young adult authors that I absolutely love. And it's also amazing to me that I'm actually communicating with her now. We send each other regular emails, and I'm like, you're talking to me. I don't understand it. She is the sweetest person alive, and it's just fantastic. So I could go on and on about her, but I'm going to go ahead and move on to number 2. and I mentioned her in the previous one, Michelle Jaffe. Michelle Jaffe is currently known as kind of writing supernatural thrillers, but she started out writing adult historicals, but she started out in terms of young adult books, writing essentially romantic comedies with kind of a spy edge. And she's also somebody else that I actually communicate with on a regular basis. And she is also a very, very, very sweet person. And I love her so much. I love her books so much. I love her writing so much. And I would be honored if she gave me a blurb. That would be fantastic if she read my book and loved it. Number 3 would be Elizabeth Eulberg. I am basically a fan for life of Elizabeth ever since I read her debut, The Lonely Hearts Club. And I've read and loved every single book that she's written since, and I will probably love every single book that she writes ever again. And so she's also a very, very, very sweet person, as basically all these people are. I don't know why I keep saying it, but it's true. I got to have dinner with her at BEA. She's fantastic. And so a blurb from her would be amazing, honestly. So that would be fantastic. Number 4, David Levithan. David Levithan is basically kind of my inspiration. I can never really remember exactly which was the first gay book that I ever read, gay young adult book that I ever read, because it's basically a tie between Boy Meets Boy by David Levithan, Geography Club by Brent Hardinger, and Rainbow Boys by Alex Sanchez. Somehow they all have it around the same time. I don't remember which one was first. I love them all. They're all fantastic. But David Levithan, I've continued reading all 3 of them, but David Levithan is just so amazing and insightful, and comes up with these concepts that are just how could you even write a book about that? And then he does it so beautifully and so well done. And then not only that, he writes all these amazing books, but he also edits. He edits at Scholastic. I'm pretty sure he edits Elizabeth Eulberg and Maggie Stiefvater. And I feel like there is something else. I feel like he helped Harry Potter or something. I don't remember. But he has helped so many books, and it's just fantastic. How does he have time to write all these books, edit all these books, and just be an all-around amazing person? I don't understand it. And finally, number 5 would be Bill Konigsberg. And Bill Konigsberg is somebody who I absolutely love, and I'm so excited that he is finally publishing a little more frequently now. He's only got 2 books out, but Out of the Pocket, which came out in 2008, and then Openly Straight, which came out last summer. And both of them are fantastic books, and he's just he's a wonderful. I consider him a friend. I don't know if he would consider me a friend, but he's basically. I love his books. They're fantastic, and again, it's just. He inspires me. So that's pretty much all it is. So what I kind of want to end this video on is, as writers, anybody else who is a writer out there, who are your top picks for somebody to, whoever to blurb your book, not blurb your book, blurb your book. And for readers, which I said I would include you guys, readers, do you even care about blurbs? Do they even help you in, picking up a book or deciding to read a book sooner or something like that? Because, I gotta tell you, at least as a reader for me, I love blurbs, and they do definitely help for me. I picked up Ray Carson's trilogy, which I would have done anyway, but it had a fantastic blurb from Tamora Pierce, and she's like a fantasy goddess. And so I just can't even, I was just like, oh my gosh, she's, blurbing this book and loving this book so much, I gotta read it. So, and it was the best decision I ever made. Maybe not the best decision I ever made, but it was a very, very, very good decision. So, so those things really do help me out, in picking up a book, but I don't know if anybody else even really cares about them, or if they're just kind of whatever. So, So go ahead and leave your thoughts in the comments, and I hope to hear from you guys soon. And if you guys have any ideas for future discussion videos, please go ahead and leave them in the comments, and hopefully I will be able to get to it, and hopefully I have some coherent thoughts on whatever you suggest. So I will see you guys later. Bye.